Hi guys, so this is not an unboxing, but I just got this gun this morning and I forgot to do an unboxing, so it's a video of the Nighthawk Custom Recon. It's the CO2, it's it's got our tactical RWL accessories, and again it's CO2. So the box comes with some BBs, an Allen key, your pamphlet. It just shows you how to operate the gun. A little bit about the gun. I think it talks about Nighthawk. Yeah, it talks about like the real Nighthawk pistols, and then it also has some information. It says like the product name, the hop-up, the magazine holds 17 rounds. The full weight without the magazine is 900 grams, 390 FPS with 20 grams. So just your basic information. And then you get your gun. Put this, I think, in this nice sturdy packaging. Now, you see my red tip isn't on. And that's because this gun kicks so hard that it literally knocked off the red tip. I fired about 10 shots, and when I looked at the gun, the red tip wasn't there, and then I found it in the grass. So, you know, it literally knocked the red tip off. You have your 17 round, kind of like double stacked, half double stacked. It kind of like slanted stacked the BBs. You get 17 rounds, and it's a nice thin, realistic looking magazine. And then it has this nice rubber, and you can see how thick the rubber is, so you know, you drop it, it'll be okay. To the gun, it's just a basic 1911, but it has the Nighthawk Custom features on it. You have your Nighthawk Customs written right here, your RWL, your serial number, which I'm not sure is if it's just all of them have that or if it's individual. And then you have your caliber 6mm right here written there. Again, and then you also have your rubber, well, not rubber, it's plasticky grips. You can get any 1911 grips that'll fit with it though, and these grips are actually pretty comfortable. But I'm thinking of getting some nicer, cooler grips for it. But you have your skeletonized hammer, skeletonized trigger. It has like serrates on the slide lock and on the magazine release. It has a very nice sturdy magazine release. There's a really nice tight spring in there. You need to work in your magazine, but after a while it'll just drop out. You have your beaver tail safety, or grip safety. You can see. Trigger makes a nice hard crisp when it hits, and then your safety up here doesn't let you pull back the slide, and doesn't let you engage the hammer, and then when you have your hammer back, it doesn't let you pull the trigger and release the hammer. You have these nice white sights, white dot sights. The rear sight is removable, and the front sight is removable. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's a gap in between the pistol, the slide, and the rear sight, and it has a little bit of wobble to it, just a tiny, tiny bit. It's like a Dremel. I think that's what you would call it. It's like not a Dremel, it's a pin holding it in, holding it down, and then because of the way it's cut in, it won't go side to side. It won't slide out. So it will come off, but it'll only come off if you make it come off. It won't come off but on its own. And then you have your rail for adding accessories. And then you have your silver. You have a silver barrel and silver barrel bushing, and again the barrel is metal. It doesn't look metal, like it looks almost like a plastic, but it is metal. And then you have your metal trigger, which is silver. This gun is pretty close to what the actual Nighthawk weighs in at, and it's pretty close. You can see it has the like nighthawk looking, Kimber looking rear sight, and a little bit of a higher front sight. Now, this gun doesn't have any upgrades for it, but if I'm correct, which I'm not sure if I am, don't take my word for it, parts from this gun and parts from like a 1911 A1 TAC, KWC 1911 A1 TAC, and 1911 A1 can be switched. So like if you want to put your lanyard on here, if you can find a lanyard from 1911 TAC, that would work. I think. So there's that if you want to like upgrade parts up. There's also this nice little red dot. You won't be able to see it, but there's a red dot in there just saying if your safety is on or not. So like when you can't see the red dot, you won't be able to fire. When your red dot's on, your gun's hot. But you don't really use that to see it. Now to disengage, to take the gun apart, you pop out the piece. Now I want to say something about this. Originally, when I saw the slide stop in like a video on YouTube or something, I was like, oh, I don't like that. This shows that it's not good quality. Like this, I thought it was brass, but this is actually a tube that goes over the slide stop to let the gun run smoother. So this is just helping the gun run smoother, which I actually really like. That was a really nice feature that I've never seen on any other airsoft gun. So here's the slide. What you do is, it has this really nice long spring. You can see it's nice and long. And then there is, when you take the spring off, you have your little thin piece of metal and your rubber, and then your Rico rod like thing. Now you have your, whatever this piece is called, I can't remember, comes out, and it's metal again, and you swivel your barrel bushing to the side and pull it out. And because of the paint they used, it doesn't look like it's metal, but it is metal. Now you have a spring, which is actually on the barrel, which I think is nice. It's really cool. Helps the gun. And then you have your barrel. Here you have your clean slide. You know, it has some nice weight to it, and it's a pretty high quality slide. And it's metal. And then you have your stuff in there. Just like one of my Tan Fog Limited Custom, which I will say something about because I'm pretty pissed about that. But it has in the nozzle right here, it has like a pin with like 4 prongs, so the air disperses in like 4 different directions, and you get a really accurate BB. I'll show you what I have my hop-up set at. See, this has like a pin in it so it doesn't come out. You can get it out, but I'm not going to get it out. There's no reason to. You can adjust your hop-up from right here. I have my hop-up adjusted to about right. My hop-up piece is adjusted at that angle. That's about where I set it to be a good, nice angle. This gun has a barrel that goes from about right here to about right here. So it's a pretty nice long barrel. And this gun is accurate for me at ranges of up to at least a good, where was I shooting? I'd say a good 150 feet. I had a big metal like drum just sitting out there, and you know, I was taking my time on my shots. They weren't just fast taps, but this gun was hitting the barrel. You could hear the distinct dink when it was getting hit, and that's pretty amazing for an airsoft gun. Both me and my dad shoot real guns, and I was like, you know, come look at this. This is pretty cool. He shot it and he hit the tin. He was like, ah, damn, that's pretty cool. Now, the other really cool thing about this gun is KWC is known for making great CO2 blowback pistols, some of the highest quality ones, and they really outdid themselves with this gun right here. This is, in my opinion, I use CO2 guns for skirmishing, and this gun is great. I'm planning on using this gun. It works perfect. It's not too heavy, has a great trigger pull, and it has a sweet kick. This thing kicks like a 22, literally like a 22 pistol, and it's amazing. I mean, you fire this thing and it goes from about here, it goes like that. I mean, you can really feel that kick. It's a very satisfying kick, And I don't know if the package, or I don't know if this gun is different, but this gun feels like it's hitting out at least 450 feet per second. I mean, it's really fast. And like, if you wanted to take this gun into a indoor field and you didn't feel bad about being a dick, you could just put some really heavy BBs in here in the gun, and then for the chronoing it, and then it would come in at a really much lower, like say used in like 43 gram BBs for the test, and then for the plan you just could use some 20s or some 23s. I would suggest using 23s. I've used 20s and I've used 23s in this gun, and the 23s work a lot better. This gun is shooting way too hot for 20s. They just kind of aren't as accurate. What's that? I just noticed this. There's a little triangle right here. Right there. You can't even see it. I didn't notice it till now. And then what was I also going to say? I was going to say something. It has the grooves right here. So, you know, you can... Some people like racking the slide like that. I don't, but, you know, they do. Just, you know, rack it like that. And this gun has a great trigger pull. It's snappy, but it's that great trigger. I love trigger pulls like this. You have a little bit of leeway. You can feel it, and then it snaps. And that's like that every single time. It's the same every single time. And it's a great trigger pull. When you're shooting, you can get really accurate shots. So I love that about it. Again, it's very snappy. And talk about the magazine. It has the great KWC magazines. I mean, their magazines are great. If you want to get a CO2 blowback, you get a KWC because they're the most high quality. You can see the gas piece, and then it's like a little white in there, and the needle. So, you know, this is a good gun. I have no complaints about it. It's been great for me. I've put about a good 200 rounds through this gun already. So now I'm going to put this up here, and I'm going to talk to you guys about my Tan Fogler Limited Custom, which I love. Let me take off the red tip. I've had one before, and then my sight fell off, so I sent it back in. I was like a week away from my whatever it is, been giving me a new gun back. I forgot what it was called. Just blew my mind. So this gun I've had for a while, and I can't send it back to them anymore. And I was firing both these guns while akimbo, and all of a sudden something hit me in the face. I'm like, oh fuck. I look at the gun, and I'm like, oh, nothing fell off. And then I look back here, and the hammer fell off. Literally. It fucking fell off. Like, straight brake line right there. The hammer fell off. First of all, I couldn't find the hammer. So now you can't fire the gun because it's not like the hammer's tall enough that it works. Watch what happens. If the slide goes back, it'll go back to here, and it blows all the way back, and then it sticks. And that's because this piece doesn't lock back. The hammer doesn't lock back into the full position. It doesn't lock back all the way to there. It goes back to about right there. So then the metal sticks onto the blowback housing, or the plastic piece in here. So you literally can't shoot the gun unless I sand down the hammer, and then what I'm going to have to do is cock the hammer back, rack the slide, have it in a holster, and when I want to fire, pull the trigger once in the whole magazine, and all the gas is going to unload. And they won't take it back because whatever the thing I had, which I forget what it's called, because I forgot what it's called. I had a concussion, so well, they won't take it back, and you can't get replacement parts for it because it's fucking KWC, and that's the only bad thing about KWC. They don't make replacement parts, so if your gun breaks, you better find a boneyard gun. And this is a great gun. It fires great. It has a very nice cycling rate, and it's part stuck. They just use cheap metal. They just don't use good metal. Everything fits well. Everything's shaped well. It's all put together well. But the basic pieces that it's made out of are not well made well. The sights, the hammer, I mean, people have problems with the safety. I've heard people saying their safeties break. So, I mean, that just pisses me off. Plus, I bought 2 mags for it. As of now, I have 2 mags, so what the hell am I going to do with those? So, that's irritating. But, I'm going to be testing this gun out on Friday. I have a game coming up. I'm going to be playing with this. It's actually not an airsoft game. I'm going to be paintballing with my baby in here, which I have done some customizing to. So, I'll be taking this out. I need to get some paintballs and some CO2 tomorrow. But, I'll be using like this, and then I'm going to go get some of those paintball BBs and put them in here and see how this gun works with some paintball BBs. Because if it's as accurate as with 23 gram BBs, if it's a little bit less accurate with airsoft, with paintball BBs, I'll be so happy. This would be a great paintball sidearm, because, I mean, this thing is just beast shooting this thing. I mean, also that sound, listen to this sound. That's great. You can see I can't even help it. Like, it moves when it just wants to pull forward, and I think that's because of all the spring. You have your recoil spring and then your barrel spring, or whatever you would call it. I've never heard of one, but it's a very nice gun. And since it's single stack, you have that nice thin 1911, which you don't get with a lot of CO2 1911s. Usually they're high kappas and they're really thick. This one's really nice and thin and very, very comfortable. And then one thing I forgot, it doesn't have a very big beaver tail safety. It's kind of like a midget beaver tail safety. It's shorter and stubbier, which I really like. This gun is not big. It's not a big 1911. It's more of a medium-sized 1911. It's their like custom carry or concealed carry model. So like you'd have this on your holster, and you can see it's smaller. It's quite smaller than in width and in size than my Tanfoglio. You can see, I think this actually might be a slightly longer, but in weight, this gun and this gun both unloaded. This gun is so much heavier because of the shit ton metal. But yeah, it's a very nice gun. And the thing I forgot, the paint job on this gun. The paint is great. It's a very nice black paint job, and it's very scratch resistant. I haven't had any problems with it. It's not scratching off for me. It's doing fine. Yeah, that's metal. I thought this was plastic for a second. The back strap. I thought the back strap was plastic. I had to test it. So yeah, I think that's it with the gun. Very nice gun. I think I paid $132. Paid all in all, shipped from Hong Kong. I paid $132, and then they decided to add in another 10 cents. So $132.10 for this and one magazine. I'm a little bit short on cash, so I didn't get any extra magazines. But after I shot this thing and after my fucking Tanfoglio broke, I'm definitely going to be getting some more magazines. And this gun is compatible with any CO2 KWC 1911 magazine. So it's either from a 1911 TAC or a 1911 A1. It will work with it. I'm not sure if Elite Force magazines will work with it, so don't go and get I think Elite Force uses a 14 round magazine, so don't do that. Make sure the magazine is a 17 round magazine, or it might not fit, and I don't want to be the reason you went and got a 17 round magazine for your 14 round magazine for your 17 round gun. Like a dick. So yeah, that's oh, the one other cool thing, you don't get this on a lot of, at least I haven't. Basically, with most airsoft guns, since the hammer isn't what actually engages the gun being fired on an airsoft gun, you have to have your gun like this for it to slide, for it to shoot. You can't go like this with your magazine and in BBs, and then put down your hammer, have it in your holster, be ready to fire, pull it out, pull back the hammer, and fire. I just don't see that a lot on airsoft guns, and this gun is great. You can basically have your loaded magazine in the gun, rack the slide, decock the gun, have it in your holster, and next time you want to fire, just cock the gun and fire. And that's a really nice thing that I really like about it, because it makes it very, very comfortable and user-friendly. So, I mean, all those companies, you know, you go and you watch their YouTube videos, like Red Wolf, and they're always saying good things. You know, you don't hear bad things, but this is one of the first guns that I've ever got from one of them. It's really, there's nothing bad about this gun so far. And again, I've put about 200 to 300 rounds through it, and nothing bad about it. The magazines work great. It has great CO2 consumption, and it kicks like a beast, and the parts work well, and has a great trigger pull. I mean, everything about this gun right now, I like. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm going to be getting, again, a holster and a light for it tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. And I'll be using it on Friday, so I'll tell you how that goes. I might be taking some videos when I go, because, you know, having fun on the field. So yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, me up if you have any questions about the gun, because those companies don't usually answer. I'll answer. So yeah, thanks.